Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast. Today we have a guest today, and it's Mo Money right here.
Yo, what's
And
up?
today we're doing our what?
And me, I'm here as well, guys.
Oh
Hey.
yeah, he's here as well. And today we're doing our all-time Prem 11, best 11. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Always.
All right. So starting with the goalie, who are your two goalies?
I've got Peter
uh,
check.
All right, explain why.
well,
I just think he's the greatest Premier League goalkeeper. That's why I put him down.
Oh
uh,
really? Tell me why.
you this guy.
okay, because he has like insane stats first of all, and he's just a better goalkeeper than I think than Van der Sar and like De Gea and all the other ones you could name, in
All
my
right.
opinion at least. Because yeah,
Okay, fair enough. Ali, what is yours?
I went with David Tahilia because I feel like he has been consistently the best keeper in the Prem for the past decade, and he's done it with shocking players like Phil Jones,
Maguire?
like Maguire. like he's just been class to like keep clean sheets with those type of players. So I think he deserves credit for that.
fair
I
enough.
don't know, man. I don't know about the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. I agree with
Yeah,
Mo.
yeah.
I think it's Peter Cech because he's just been insane, and maybe you don't think so because you didn't see him play. Neither of us did, but just looking at
Mickey
it, how
Mouse.
many? Okay. Oh. All right. Anyways, the amount of Premier League titles he's won, and the Champions League title he's won, and it speaks for himself.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he's it. Anyways, moving on to the left back position. Any of you can start.
Ali, let's hear
So
yours first.
I went with Patrice Evra because again, I haven't seen many players play, but I've seen a bit of Evra, and he was class, and he was a part of that great Sir Alex United winning team. So a player like Evra's quality, and I think he can be in this best 11.
All right. Did you have anything else to say about Evra?
Yeah, well, Patrice Evra also got some backlash from Suarez, and Suarez being one of the best prime strikers of all time, he had so much trouble with Evra that he had to say the N word to him. So it just shows you how class Evra is.
For why you did?
Sorry.
No, I'm being serious.
You have to
I'm
repeat that.
being,
You're gonna
I'm
have to
being
repeat that.
serious.
I'm being serious. Like it takes class to get someone to call you the N word. Like, what's wait, no, wait.
takes, takes, takes an insane amount of
It takes skill. It takes a
takes an
lot of
insane
skill.
amount of
What
skill to
skill?
frustrate takes an insane amount of skill to frustrate a player so much to the point where they have to go towards racist remarks.
Uh, Everett also got into a lot of conflicts with Suarez, and well, we all know Suarez is probably one of the best strikers we've seen this decade, and to get into conflict with a really good striker like that, like Suarez had to call him the N-word, like that's how bad the rivalry got. So
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
crazy.
yeah,
All right, so Mo, who's your left back?
I have Ashley Cole just because
Yeah,
like Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo said that he was the best defender that he's ever faced, and
yeah,
Ronaldo being arguably the best player of all time, whatever you want, you second best, whatever you want to put him. To have someone who's like up there in the one or two, three spot to call you like the best defender he's played against is, I think it just goes to show that you're probably one of the best at your position.
yeah. That's a crazy title, and that's why I put Ashley Cole as well.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure he was part of the Invincibles team, Arsenal's team, and Yeah, that's just crazy. He's a crazy player, insane player, and that's why I think he deserves to be in the left back position. All right, so heading into the two center backs. Anyone want to start?
Let's go with Mo to start.
Okay, I've got Cole and John. Or sorry,
Or just
I have
start with one. Just start with one.
okay. I have John Terry at center back. I just think he was so great for so long with Chelsea that he deserves to be there. And yeah, he just did his job so well. I think that's why he's one of the best center backs to play in the Prem ever.
Yeah, that's why I had him as well because he's just like players that you see now, just like Ramos, I guess. Because the older he gets, the better he gets,
Yeah,
and he's just so consistent. He doesn't lose his form through his age, and he's accomplished a lot, like Premier League titles, Champions League titles, and yeah, he deserves to be here.
yeah.
So, Ali, do you have anyone?
I went with Rio Ferdinand. Again, he was a part of that same team. He was a part of Sir Alex's great team, and Rio Ferdinand, one of the main center backs. He led that team to glory. Uh, he was even captain as well, so for a bit, for some games.
Yeah,
So I think it was really nice
I
to
see
see him.
some. I see some Manchester United team forming here for you.
Yeah.
Well, what can I say? United fan, have to appreciate the glory.
All right, so going to the second center back. Anyone want
Uh,
to take it?
yeah, I'll take it. I have Vidic. I think it was like 2007, 2008 season, something like that. It was like one
Yeah,
of the best seasons the center back ever had. And yeah, he was just like he was a monster. You can see like
yeah,
clips. He was like ruthless on the field. He's like kind of like when you think of Puyol, one of those players that are just absolutely like
yeah,
monsters on the field. And
yeah.
yeah, like someone like Van Dijk who had his insane season, he was getting compared to Vidic, and Vidic has been had like insane seasons like throughout, and yeah, just like one of the best center backs ever.
Yeah, that's why I chose him as well. He's ruthless. He always just fights for his badge, and he's again accomplished a lot with Manchester United.
What about you, Ali?
Well, I went with uh Vincent Company, and it's
Mm.
one that a lot of people may not pick, but he devoted his like whole career to City, and he won a lot with them. He even ended off his career with that amazing goal that he
Oh
scored
yeah,
last
that was
Yeah,
minute
amazing.
from way far out, and
that's what won them the
he
league.
captained. Yeah, he won them the league.
Yeah,
He captained City all these years, and just a great player overall.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
interesting because he's like he's a player of our age, right? I mean, like that we
At our
act a
time,
player that
yeah,
Yeah,
we watched,
we got
yeah,
to
of our
watch him
time,
yeah,
play. Yeah,
yeah, and he
yeah.
might
He
even
was,
get his statue, isn't that right? Like
yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah. There was talks about that. Yeah.
yeah.
all right. So that concludes our center backs, and now we're moving on to the right back position. Anyone want to start?
I'll start. I went with Gary Neville. Uh, again, Man United player on that same team. Neville, he easily has the best right backs of all time in the Prem. I don't think that any player even comes near him. The stats he'd put, he's just like one of those players that you get once in a lifetime. You don't really see them often.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have to agree with Ali. It was just like I think no one comes close to him in terms of the Prem. I mean, yeah, there's a couple names that come here and there, but nowhere near him.
all right. So you might think I'm wrong to say this, but I believe that Trent is actually the best of all time when it comes to the right back position. And
Okay.
people might hate on him, and not put him first because he still hasn't retired, and some people might get nostalgia to the older players, but I think he's just the most consistent player out there, and every season he's performing, and he does like he's such a modern fullback as well. He attacks, he defends, and he does everything that Liverpool need, and he suits their formation really well, and that's why he's so successful in that team. So
Well,
that's why I put him right back.
I think
he's still
maybe,
really young. He's still really
yeah,
young, I may add. So maybe at the end of his
Yeah,
career, I'll put him there, but for
yeah.
now, I don't think so.
I
yeah. If he
believe
stays
that.
as consistent,
Yeah, yeah. I believe that by the end of his career, everyone would put him there, but I think he's already the top, like from right now,
okay,
which might be
Fair enough.
controversial to people.
okay, yeah.
Okay, so that concludes our defense. Any comments?
Uh, I think it was interesting that Ali, you didn't have Vidic at all, considering
Yeah,
like you are a United fan, and also I think
Yeah.
you picked
Um,
Company and who was the other one you picked?
well, I picked Ferdinand and company, and the
Yeah,
reason I didn't pick Vidic is he didn't really have a long career, right? He
yeah,
had some marvelous seasons, but I don't think his career was as big as Ferdinand's or company, so I had to
okay,
give it
yeah,
to them more.
yeah,
yes, fair enough. All
yeah.
right, so that concludes our defense for this team, and now moving on to our three center mids, and I'll start. So, my first pick for the midfielders was Steven Gerrard, and coming from a Liverpool fan, he's my legend, and I think he might be the best midfielder of all time out of like my three picks or any other midfielder in the Prem because and you know what people might disagree because he hasn't won any trophy. He hasn't won the Champions League. I mean, he did win the Champions League. I'm sorry, but he did not win a Premier League title. Which
Premier League, yeah,
yeah, he did not win a Premier League title, which like might make people not choose him. But I think he's incredible. Not just his defending, but also his incredible shots, and he's always there for his team. In every comeback that you see Liverpool have made, he's always a crucial part in it, and he's an incredible player in the history of football.
Yeah,
those are
I
some
can
good
agree
points.
with you on that. I had Gerrard as one of my center mids as well, top player. He did get really close to winning the league, but unfortunately he couldn't win it.
Yeah,
And solid player, he great captain, he was a great leader, and yeah, definitely the best midfielder in the Prem of all time.
Yeah,
yeah. All right. Well,
yeah.
anyone?
I have him too.
Yeah,
I originally had someone. I had originally had Scholes, but I put Gerrard in front. Uh, but yeah, you guys made up some really good points, and yeah.
yeah. Really good player. And now moving on to the second choices. Mo, do you want to start with that?
Sure. This one is a little bit controversial, but I have David Silva here. I just think that like his contribution to Man City, he was an amazing midfielder. He could create like a chance out of nothing. He was always there for Man City to like try and spark up like a goal. And yeah, his contribution to winning the league. And Pep called him one of like the greatest midfielders he's ever seen. And Pep has obviously coached some amazing midfielders before, and
Yep.
I think for that reason and his contributions and his he like when you watch him play, it was just amazing to watch him play. So I think for that reason, I think he deserves a spot.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
well,
He was probably a crucial part for City before they became an amazing top team. That
Yeah,
like the team that you see now, he might have
yeah,
been one of the main reasons they actually improved so much. And again, people might not rate him as much because he is still he's still playing and he hasn't retired yet,
yeah,
and the nostalgia part hasn't kicked in yet.
yeah. I just feel like he's also not like a big name.
Yeah,
Like when you think of Prem midfielders, you don't think of him. I think maybe just because he was so simple and it wasn't really
yeah,
flashy.
yeah. He was so
And
selfless.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
really good choice. So Ali, you want to say
Um,
anything?
I I went with someone else for the second position. I went with Paul Scholes, and Paul Scholes, I think So you know how people have that debate of Gerrard versus Lampard? I
Yeah.
think Paul Scholes should actually be up there. I think he's better than Lampard. I think he's the second best midfielder to do it in the Prem. Amazing. Again, he's a part of that United winning team, big contributor to that team, and he deserves a place for me.
Yeah, it's funny that you speak of Lampard because I chose him, and I believe that
Oh yeah.
he deserves to be in the team because he plays simple to Gerrard in some ways, and I think he helped Chelsea get the Champions League. They had such a great team, but he was
Yeah,
still shining in that incredible team, and that's why I think he deserves to be in the team.
I don't think Scholes is rated enough. I think people just think of like, FIFA actually has
Yeah,
a major
put a
role
bad
in
reputation for a
yeah,
lot of these players, which is like Pirlo, what a class player. They got such a bad reputation of him, and it just adds on to Scholes'
yeah,
reputation.
yeah. That's why you have to do your actual research.
yeah.
Yeah,
People plays a big role in people's like view of players.
Yeah, especially our generation.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so now we're moving on to our last pick for the midfielders. Anyone want to start with that?
Uh,
Um,
I can take it. I have Yaya Toure. I just think he was just insane for Man City, and he even played for Barca as well. He was right there too. Yeah, his just he was just a class player for Man City, and yeah, I think he deserves to be up there for the top three or at three center mid positions that we have.
Yep, yep,
yeah,
really good player.
I agree with Mo. I went with Yaya Toure as well. Clinical player. He could give passes, uh, like people, like you wouldn't expect a like really physical and big player
Yeah,
to be able to pass, but Yaya Toure, he could do it all. He could shoot, pass, create plays, defend, just a
yeah,
solid player overall.
Yeah, again, another important player for City and their before, they actually came up to become a top team.
yeah,
But I chose another Manchester City player, and it was Kevin De Bruyne because he might not be playing the best right now, but he's usually very consistent, and his passing accuracy is incredible. I haven't seen much
oh yeah,
like it before, and just like watching him is incredible and such a honor to watch him. And he's a magician on the pitch, and
yeah,
he just blows my mind
Yeah,
whenever he plays, and that's
yeah.
why I chose him.
He's really crucial for Belgium. Like this is like their
Yeah,
golden age
yeah.
or golden whatever, and he's
yeah,
like the
very,
top man for them.
Like
yeah,
as a Brazil fan in 2018, it was really
Yeah,
devastating to see him knock Brazil out.
yeah. He had an amazing game. He had an amazing World Cup.
Yeah,
His his shooting is like really underrated because his passing is just out of this world.
yeah,
He
yeah,
has some incredible goals that like some players can't recreate if they try forever.
yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm still surprised Belgium haven't won anything with their
Yeah,
incredible team.
considering their yeah, so it's almost coming to an end. Their incredible like
yeah.
squad and talent. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just crazy. Their team has been ranked like first for so long now, for so many years.
yeah. I'm a little confused. I don't think they deserve the first, but
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
think the rankings are a
a
bit
little off.
off actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, but anyways, that concludes our midfield. We've said all that needs to be said, and now we're moving on to the attacker. And I'm gonna start with the left wing. Well, mine was Ryan Giggs and another Manchester United players. Just shows how great Manchester United is, and I believe it is. United is the greatest team in England with all of its history and so many players,
Agreed.
so many great players. I think Ryan Giggs also played an important role for Ferguson and the insane amount of trophies and achievements they've accomplished with that team, and he was also very crucial. He may not have the best stats, but he contributes a lot to the team. Like one of the best passers out there, and he fought for the badge, and he has
Yeah.
a lot of appearances, which shows that he actually stayed in that team for so long. So that just shows
Yeah.
how good he was.
I can agree with you on that. I went with Giggs as well. Again, he being in that team, he does not get appreciated enough. Like, I don't think United would have won some titles if it weren't for him. Uh, especially the left wing position. Well, he played left mid, but he can count as left wing as well. For Man United on that team, they relied heavily on that position, and Giggs contributed a lot. And he's a club veteran, as you said. He's just put all his best for the club.
Yeah. Mo, do you have anyone
Yeah.
in mind?
I have Henri. I know he was a striker in his prime days, but he did play left wing, so I have him there. I just think he was just insane with Arsenal, and I don't think we'll see a striker like him anytime soon. Uh, someone he was incredibly fast. He had an amazing he yeah, he just his contribution with Arsenal was insane. And I have him left wing because I have another striker, so that's why I put him left wing. And I would have gone with Ryan Giggs, but since I have the other player as striker, I put Henri as the left wing.
Yeah, but Henry still obviously deserves to be on the team. So,
Yeah,
all right. So, any comments, or should I move on?
I think we're good.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
that concludes all.
Okay. So now going to the right mid or right wing, whatever. Anyone want to start with that?
Well, I went with a player that actually still plays till this day. He's having the season of his life right now, Mo Salah,
Yeah.
and he has done it ever since he's joined Liverpool. Realistically, he's been showing in the numbers. He beat Ronaldo's record the first season he joined. He's just crazy, and he's kept that consistency. He's been uh almost like top prem scorer each season he's been here for Liverpool, and I think he deserves the right wing position more than anyone.
Yeah, that's why I chose him as well. He's just insane, performing incredibly from his debut season, and he's putting up goal per game ratios like the incredible strikers. And he's a winger, not even a striker, and he's putting up
Yeah.
numbers like Aguero, Henry, the great players, and that's why I believe he goes over players.
For the right wing position, I picked Ronaldo because he did play right mid back in his early United days, and just all of his achievements, and he's a phenomenal player. Um, and I think Salah does deserve to be mentioned a lot more as one of the greatest to do it in the Premier League because his numbers are insane. But I think for now, Ronaldo deserves that right wing position just because of his status, I guess. I think by the end of Salah's Liverpool career or even career in general, yeah, he'll definitely be in that position.
Yeah, he did win it all. He also won the Ballon d'Or at United.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, his
yeah,
first Ballon d'Or was with United, so
yeah. So
started off his career.
yeah, that's true. All right, so now we've gone
the
through
last
all the
position.
positions, and yeah, now we're just going on to the striker position. Anyone want to start?
Well, I think this one, it was a bit obvious for me, at least. It was Thierry Henry, best striker in the Prem, and I don't think anyone will beat him for a while. It's just he's such a rare player, and like Mo said before, when he put him on the wing, he was really fast and clinical, and the stats say he's the best, and he was a part of the Arsenal Invincible team, so I think he's the best.
Okay. All right, yeah, so the stats did not lie, and that's why I chose Henri, and he did not only depend on his pace, was a great shooter, and he was just an incredible player. Arguably the best Premier League player of all time.
Yeah.
So Mo,
Yeah.
who's your striker?
I put Aguero just because I already had Henry. I think what Aguero's done is just insane. He puts up like insane stats. I think he had like a goal or something every 108 minutes, or I don't know, maybe I'm just imagining something else. But yeah, he had insane stats. He contributed a lot to Man City, and I remember back in like 2019, so that's literally like 3 years ago now. Uh, from his retirement, like 3 years before your retirement, he put up. I remember reading a tweet. It said he scored like out of like 10 shots on target, he scored nine, which is just insane to
That's
think of.
insane.
If you when you think of like a player's career ending, and you go like 3 years back, like back in their yeah, it's just he puts up insane stats, and yeah, he was just an
Yeah.
insane player. And that one clutch goal that everyone remembers,
Oh
um,
yeah.
yeah, to win them
That
the
won
league.
them the league. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an
Yeah.
insane goal as well. And yeah, his contributions and his stats, yeah, his numbers. I think I guess I would say he's the second best Prem striker, but since I already have Henri, then yeah, I put
Yeah,
him there.
he's a really good player. Arguably the best striker in the Prem as well.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that concludes our all-time best uh, Prem 11, and I really hope you enjoyed this. I really thank Mo for coming here and sharing his team, and you know
Yeah.
taking his time to come here. And
Yeah.
I just
No
hope you guys
problem.
enjoyed this. Comment down below whatever you guys want to see us do next, and subscribe to help out the channel. All right, guys. Peace.
See ya.